Now let us discuss about the insertion sort algorithm. So what is the insertion sort algorithm? This insertion sort algorithm is also called as a human sorting process. What happens is, let us assume you are playing cards with your friends, okay, and you are having some deck of cards. So you get some cards, then what do? You take one card from this unsorted card and then you put this card into your hand in a sorted way. Then you pick another card, then put your card into this hand. Then you pick another card and then you put this card into this hand, and cards in your hands are sorted. Okay, so what happens here in this case? We are going to take two sets. One set will be the set of unsorted data. Then we are going to take one data from this unsorted array, and then we are going to put this sorted data in this one single element into this sorted form of the array. Okay, so now let us see what is this. Assume we are having some elements. We are having the elements 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Assume we are having this array. Okay. Now in this array, we are going to assume two parts. We are going to say one part is already sorted and second part is not sorted. So assume we have these two partitions here in this case. The first partition is a partition of sorted elements, and the second partition is a partition of unsorted elements. Okay, and then this is, assume this is a window. This window is saying these elements are sorted and these elements are not sorted. So what we are going to do is, we are going to slide this window in such a way that we are going to put one element from this unsorted data, and then we are going to take this element and then we are going to put this element in a sorted format. Okay, so initially when we have one single element, then one single element is already sorted. Okay, now in the second pass we have the element 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0, and assume we are having the window here. Okay, now we have the window here. Okay, now in this case we have to assume we have to sort this element. Now we will take one more item, one more temporary variable here. Initially we are going to store 4 here. Now compare 4 with this 5. If this 5 is greater than 4, therefore we are going to shift this 5 to one location. Okay, and these are the index locations. Index location which we have is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and this is the window. Okay, now compare 5 and 4. So 5 is greater than 4, therefore we will shift 5 to this location, 5 will come here. After this we cannot compare with any other element here, right? So we are going to copy this 4 here. Okay, now after this, what is the elements we have? We have the following elements. We have 4, 5, and this window will shift to this location, so it will be 3, and the next elements which I have are 2, 1 and 0. Okay, now what will happen in this case? Copy this 3 into this another location. We have a temporary variable which is going to copy 3. Okay, and the index locations which we have in this case are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, now compare 5 and 3. Is 5 greater than 3? Yes, so shift 5 here, so 5 will come here. Now compare 4 and 3. Is 4 greater than 3? Yes, shift 4 to this location, 4 will come here. Now we cannot compare to any other index location, therefore we will copy 3 to this location and 3 will come here. Okay, so the data which we have is 3, 4, 5. Now take one more data from this unsorted array. Now if we take one more data, then we have the data items which are 3, 4, 5, 2, and then we have 1 and 0. Okay, and the index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we have to sort this 2. So take one more extra temporary variable, temp, copied this 2 here. Now compare 2 and 5. Because 5 is greater than 2, therefore 5 will be shifted here. Compare 4 and 2. 4 is greater than 2, therefore 4 will be shifted here. Compare 3 and 2. 3 is greater than 2, therefore 3 will be shifted here. Now we can put 2 here. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5 they are already sorted. Now take one more element. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then we have the element 0. Okay, and the index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now in this index location, again take the temporary variable. We have the temporary variable here. Copy 1 to this temporary variable. Okay, now compare 1 and 5. 5 is greater than 1, therefore 1 will come here. Compare 1 and 4. 4 is greater than 1, therefore 4 will come here. Compare 3 and 1. So 3 is greater than 1, therefore 3 will come here. Compare 2 and 1. So 2 is greater than 1, therefore 2 will come here. Now we can copy 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is already sorted. Now shift the window again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 0. And then we have the temporary variable which is going to store 0. Okay. And the index locations which you have here in this case are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In these index location, compare 0 and 5. 5 is greater than 0, therefore 5 will come here. Compare 0 and 4. 4 is greater than 0, therefore 4 will come here. Compare 3 and 4, therefore 3 will come here. Compare 2 and 0. Compare 3 and 0 and compare 2 and 0, therefore 2 will come here. Compare 1 and 0, therefore 1 will come here. Now we can put 0 here. Now if you see what is the elements we have, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this array is already sorted. So previously it was sorted in decreasing order, but we want to sort in increasing order. Okay. Now let us see, we have some random elements. If we have, let us assume we have some random elements and we want to sort the array. Okay. We have the elements which are 4, 0, 1, 5, 2, 6. And we want to sort this array using the insertion sort algorithm. Okay. So index locations here are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Fine. And initially we are going to assume that one data item is already sorted. So next time we are going to shift the window and then we are going to identify what is the correct position where we have to put that item. Okay. So if we shift the window, then 4 and 0 will come here, and then next elements will be 1, 5, 2 and 6. 1, 5, 2 and 6, and index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So initially you have to copy this 0 into a temporary variable. Copy this 0 into a temporary variable. Compare 4 and 0. 4 is greater than 0, therefore shift 4 here. Now you cannot compare 0 with any element, therefore 0 will come here. Okay. Next time what is the elements we have? We have 0, 4, 1, 5, 0, 4, 1. This is the sorted part, and we have 1, 5, 2 and 6. Index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one is repeated 2 times, so it is 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Now take the temporary variable, store 1 here, compare 1 and 4. 4 is greater than 1, therefore 4 will come here. Compare 1 and 0. Now in this case 0 is less than 1, therefore we cannot shift this 0 to the next position. We have to store 1 in this case here. So elements which we have after this is 0, 1, 4, and take one more element which is 5, and then we have 2 and 6. Okay, and the index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we have the temporary variable, this, and it is going to take the value as value 5. Okay. Now compare 4 and 5. If you compare 4 and 5, then you will see 4 is already less than 5. Okay. Therefore, we do not have to swap the value. So there will be no swaps in this case. Okay. Now shift the window again. So if you shift the window again, elements which we are going to get 0, 1, 4, 5, 2, and we have the element 6. Index locations are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and then we have the temporary variable temp here. Okay, now store 2 here. Compare 5 and 2. 5 is greater than 2, therefore there will be a swap, so 5 will come here. Compare 4 and 2. 4 is greater than 2, therefore there will be a swap, 4 will come here. Compare 1 and 2. because 1 is smaller than 2, so there will not be any swap, so 2 will come here. So elements we have 0, 1, 2, 4, 5. Again the same way we can shift the window to the element 6 and we can sort this element. Okay, so this is the insertion sort. Okay, now see if you can write a program for insertion sort. Let me just follow this up, pause the video, try to see if you can write the program for insertion sort, and then continue with the same video again, and I'm going to explain everything in the program. Okay, now let us discuss about the insertion sort program. Okay, so in this case, how many elements we have to sort? If we have to sort n elements, then how many swaps we have to do at max, or how many times we have to shift the window? Okay, if you see at max we have to shift the window n minus 1 times, because one element is already sorted. Okay, and then every case we have to go back and then we have to sort the elements, or we have to shift these elements to the next position. For example, this shifting these element to the next position, shifting these element to the next position, shifting these element to the next position. Okay, in all these videos what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a simple animation of this insertion sort, which is going to where you can easily see how we are going to shift this window and how these elements are sorted. Okay, now let us start the program. Assume we are having this insertion sort, and we have to perform this insertion sort on this array A, and there are total n data items. Okay, and then we have to take a for loop for this window. Initially we are going to say the window is at index location 1, next time it will be index location 2, next time index location 3, and so on. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to take int I comma j, 2 variables. Okay, now every time we have to plan a program, you cannot just remember this program. It is not good to cram all these programs. Just see what is happening in this case, and according to this plan your program, plan what are the number of variables you have to take, and then accordingly you have to do it. Okay, so now take for I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. Okay, this for loop is for this window. Why? The first pass window is at location 1, next pass window is after 2 data items, next pass window is after 3 data items, next pass window is after 4 data items, next pass window is after 5 data items, and so on. So it will be for I is equal to 1 to n, so there will be total n minus 1 passes in this window. Okay, now we have to compare this item with this item, then in the next pass this item with this item, and if necessary then we have to store this item here, and if necessary compare this item with this item, next time compare this item and this item, again in the next pass store this item here, compare this with this, compare this with this, compare this with this if necessary. Okay, that means we have to take a temporary variable in all these cases. So we take int temporary variable. Okay, so after taking this temporary variables, we have to store this item into this temporary variable. In the first pass, store the item at the index location 1 to the temporary variable. In the second pass, store the item which is stored at the index location 2 into the temporary variable. In the third pass, store the item which is stored in the index location 3 into the temporary variable. Therefore, what we have to do, we have to make temp is equal to item at the index location I, where I is denoting the window. Okay, now we have to see if this is whatever the index location is. For example, if this is the item is at index location 0, so we have to compare if this item is greater than this. Next time in the next pass, store this value, compare index location 1 with this temporary variable, index location 2 with this temporary variable, sorry, index location 0, here index location 2, index location 1, index location 0 if necessary. So when it is necessary, until this item is greater than this. If this item is not greater than this, then you cannot compare the previous item. Okay, so what we have to do is, while, see, if you cannot understand this, just rewind the video and you can repeat this everything again. So after I explain everything completely, then it will be a clear picture in your mind. Okay, so what I am going to say, while I have to take j is equal to I. Okay, or you can say j is equal to I minus 1, that will be better. Okay, make it j is equal to I. Yeah, so that will both will work fine, but I'm trying to see in what manner I can make the program as simple as possible. So j is equal to I. So while a of j minus 1 is greater than the data which is stored in the temporary variable, then we have to swap this value. So we have to make a of j is equal to a of j minus 1, and then we have to do j minus minus. Okay, but here in this case we have not handled one thing. Okay, the case what we did not handle is what if the value of j will become minus 1, or what if the value of j will become 0, or what if the value of j will become minus 2, and so on. Because if the value of j will become 0, then we have to compare with the element which is stored at the index location minus 1 here in this case. If j is 0, then it is going to compare with the minus 1 element stored at the index location minus 1, but there is no element which is stored at the index location minus 1. So at least what can be the minimum value of j? The minimum value of j can be 1, because if the value of j can be 1, then only I am going to compare with the item number 0, item which is stored at the index location 0. Okay, so what we have to make this, with this we have to add and j is greater than 0. So because j cannot be 0 or j cannot be less than 0, so j will always be greater than 0. So if j is greater than 0 and this condition is true, therefore we are going to shift this element, and then we have to decrement the value of j. Okay, and this complete is your insertion sort. This complete is your insertion sort. This everything which I explained here, all these steps will be followed here. Okay, now let us take a small example and then let us try to see how these steps are being followed here in this case. Okay, now assume we are having the elements which are 0, 4, 3, 2, 1. Assume we are having this small array. Okay, now what is happening in this program? So what are the number of elements here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 data elements. We have 2 temporary variables, the variable I and the variable j. So we have, initially we have I here and we have j here, and then we have a temporary variable here. Okay, initially the value of I will become 1. Yes, so temp is equal to a of I. That means this value will be stored in the temporary variable. 4 will be stored here, right? Then j is equal to I, so j will be storing 1. Then while a of j minus 1 is greater than temp. So what is a of j minus 1? So if the value of j is 1, so this will become a of 0 is greater than temp, which is 4. Okay, is this element greater than 4? No, this element is not greater than 4. This while condition is failed. So again we go back here and then we have to increment the value of I. So I will become 2 now. That means we have shifted the window from here. That means we have initially it was a window, next time we have this window. So store this 3 into the temporary variable. So if you come inside this, store this 3 into the temporary variable, 3 will be stored here. J is equal to I, so j will become 2. Okay, now while a of j minus 1 is greater than temp. So what it means, it is saying while a of 2, so j is 2 na, so it will become a of 1 is greater than temp. What is stored in temp? It is 3. While a of 1 is greater than 3. Okay, and j is greater than 0. Yes, j is greater than 0. Is this element greater than this? Yes. So we are going to make a of j is equal to a of j minus 1. So we are going to shift this element here and 4 will come here. Okay, and then we have decrement the value of j. So j will become 1 now. Again check this in this while condition. Is this condition true or not? If a of j minus 1 is greater than temp, right? So if the value of j is 1, that means we are going to say if a of 0 is greater than temp. And what is stored in temp? Temp is 3. Is 0 greater than 3? No, right? So we have to come in, we have to check this condition. Sorry, this condition is failed now. So we have to come after this while loop. Okay. Now, if you see in this case, at no position we have shifted this we have stored this temporary variable into this. Okay, so what we have to do here is we have to store this value here also. So we have to make some modifications. We have to make a of j is equal to temp. Again, we have to add the small piece of code here to make the program complete, because here in this case we are comparing with the next element, but we are not going to store this element here. Okay, now here, if you see this, the value of temp is now, the value of j is now, what is the value of j? It is 1. Okay, now a of 0 is greater than temp. No, this is not greater than temp. This condition is failed, so we will come out outside this while loop, but then we are going to make a of what is j? A of j is 1. A of j is equal to temp. So in the one location store the value stored in temp, so 3 will be stored here. So elements which we have are 0, 3, 4, 2 and 1. So next time the window will be shifted here. Okay, index location 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value of I will become 3, therefore the value of j from this will become 3, and temporary variable will be storing the value 2. Okay, now again check the condition of the while loop. So a of j minus 1 is greater than temp. What is the value stored in a of j minus 1? A of j minus 1, the value of j is 3, so it means a of 2 is greater than temp. The value stored in temp is 2. What is the value stored in index location 2? It is 4. Yes, 4 is greater than 2, therefore this condition is true. And j is greater than 0. Yes, so a of j is greater than a of j is equal to a of j minus 1. That means you have to copy this value here, so 4 will come here. Okay, next time the value of j will become 2. Okay, now check while a of j minus 1. What this means is a of 2 minus 1 is 1 is greater than temp. The value stored in temp is 2. What is the value stored in index location 1? It is 3. Yes, 3 is greater than 2, therefore this code will be executed. 3 will be shifted here, 3 will come here, and j minus minus, so value of j will become 1. Okay, now again check this condition. If a of j minus 1 is a of 0 is greater than temp 2, so a of 0 is 0, but 0 is not greater than 2. Yes, this condition is failed, so we'll come outside this while loop, and then we are going to make a of j is equal to temp. So what is a of j? The value stored in the index location 1 is equal to the value stored in the temporary variable. So here 2 will be stored here. So as you can see, what is the elements we have now? We have all these elements as 0, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1. Now shift the window to 1. Again, you can follow the same process and then you can sort this complete array. Okay, so this is the insertion sort algorithm. But now identify what is the time complexity in case of insertion sort algorithm. Now in case of insertion sort algorithm, what will be the best case, worst case and the average case? So we have to identify the 3 cases. Number 1, we have to identify the best case. Number 2, we have to identify the worst case. Number 3, we have to identify the average case. Okay, so what will be the best case here in this case? If you see the best case is when the data is already sorted. So that means if the data is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, and if we are having this data. Now if we are having this data and if you try to apply this function to this data, then you can see in any case we are not going to go inside this while loop, only this outer loop will run. So because this outer loop will run, so the best case time complexity will be omega of n. Okay, now what will be the worst case? So worst case is when the data is sorted in decreasing order. That means the data is n or n minus 1, n minus 2 up to so on 2, 1. So if the data is sorted in decreasing order, in that case every time we have to execute the while loop and every time we have to execute the for loop. So both loop will execute completely. Okay, so if the value of n is 1, so this will run 1 time. If the value of n is 2, this will run 2 times. If the value of n is 3, this will run 3 times. Okay, so if you have any problem identifying the time complexity, go back to the time complexity videos. Okay, now let us discuss the worst case here. The worst case time complexity will be order of n square. And in average case, the time complexity will be order of n square, because we have to take all the cases and then we have to take the average of all these cases. Okay, so yeah, you can do it yourself because this is very simple to do. Fine. So now let us move on to the next algorithm, which is the selection sort.